is CBS News, Texas. This is CBS News, Texas.
First, the Mavericks, now the Stars. A big shakeup for Dallas sports. I'm Lauren Crawford, live in Victory Park this morning. Coming up, reaction from fans about downtown Dallas possibly losing both teams.
Plus, Dallas City Hall could get a major overhaul. The costly repair plans that Dallas City leaders are now considering.
And a humid day ahead and another chance for some storms. Meteorologist Michael Ottavino has all the details in your First Alert forecast. Welcome back, and thanks for waking up with us on CBS Texas Mornings. I'm Madison Sawyer here with Carmen and Michael. We've got a lot to talk about, but those thunderstorms yesterday,
I know. They were something, weren't they?
They fired up, and they fired up big. Yeah.
I started working on like a little home garden, and then the showers came down. I said, you know what?
Home garden.
They opened up?
Yes.
Oh, wow, you're doing some outdoor
You guys
stuff?
go check out my Instagram story. I put the little garden there. I was trying to plant some fresh herbs because you know I like to cook.
You know, I never thought I would hear the day be gardening.
That's amazing.
Okay, all right. You do the weather.
Look at that. I'll stick to the weather, Carmen. All right, if you want to garden outside today, you'll be good. You expect to see, again, some good conditions outside later today with a lot of clouds. But overall, we are mainly dry. Looking outside this morning, we are continuing to see a lot of clouds outside. But overall, though, we're expecting it to be a dry start and a mainly dry day. Our rain chances today only at 20%. We're waking up to 70 degrees for this morning. A little improvement. Yesterday, some of our area was at 80 degrees to start your morning. So it is a little bit cooler for today, and that cooling trend continues just slightly into this afternoon. Instead of 96 degrees, we'll be at 90 later today. Looking outside satellite and radar, notice we'll see some clouds outside for this morning. Rainfall totals yesterday, radar indicated, ranging anywhere from about 2 to as much as over 4 inches in Gaines County out to our east, so that's why we saw a lot of that flooding. We have showers and storms into the Panhandle making their way northeast. I'll talk more about our forecast here in DFW coming up.
All right, meantime, we've got some good news traffic-wise. That construction zone that I was alerting you to on I-20 east and westbound near East Loop 820 has started to clear. So you can see all lanes are back open in both directions. That will certainly help the flow of traffic. The rest of Tarrant County, so far so good. No major delays in Dallas County, Denton County, or Collin County, too.
Well, time is now 5:32, and this morning, less than 24 hours now after the Mavs have revealed plans to leave downtown Dallas, the Dallas Stars are now considering a move of their own.
The team has signed a letter of intent to build a new arena and entertainment district in Plano. And Lauren Crawford is live outside of the American Airlines Center with what this could mean for the future of downtown Dallas. Good morning, Lauren.
Well, in a span of one day, downtown Dallas has gone from the home of 2 major sports franchises to now possibly losing both. The proposed development for the Dallas Stars would be built at the current Shops at Willow Bend site in Plano, about 20 miles north of where we're standing this morning. City documents show that Plano could contribute up to $700 million towards the project through a tax reinvestment zone. The arena complex is expected to cost about $1 billion, with the city owning the arena and leasing it to the Stars for 30 years. Team owner Tom Gallardi called it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the franchise. But for fans who call Victory Park home, well, the news hits hard.
The area, when they have games, the area is really popping. The people are like lively, and so having that kind of vibe leave the area is it's going to be a bummer. It's going to suck.
The announcement comes just one day after the Mavericks unveiled their own plans to leave downtown for a new development in North Dallas. Dallas City Manager Kimberly Tolbert says that this deal is far from final, and her office will, quote, work collaboratively to ensure that the Stars remain playing in Dallas. Meanwhile, Mayor Eric Johnson also adding, quote, downtown Dallas must change. We are in competition with our neighboring cities for residents, businesses, and attractions. Now, back out here live, there are still a lot of moving pieces here. Plano City Council will vote on the proposal on Monday. And here at the AAC, well, the Dallas Stars have their lease until 2031, so they will still be playing here for several more years. Live in Victory Park this morning, Lauren Crawford, CBS News, Texas.
Well, not only are the Stars and the Mavs possibly leaving downtown, but Neiman Marcus owner says, or Neiman Marcus Neiman Marcus, owner of Saks, says that they will close their flagship downtown Neiman Marcus location in late September. The North Park Center store will remain open, at least in the meantime. But on top of all these moves that are being made, AT&T is also in the process of moving its headquarters over to Plano. And Plano is also luring in another major company now. Samsung says that they plan to move their U.S. headquarters from New Jersey to Plano as well. The tech giant already has an office over in Tennyson Parkway. The move is expected to bring in more jobs to North Texas. The move is also expected to be complete by the end of next year.
So all of this comes as the city of Dallas is considering either leaving City Hall or spending millions of dollars to make some repairs to it. And there are currently 2 plans proposed to repair the building. Today, City Council will outline the next phase of those plans. So let's get over to assignment editor Danica Hill. Danica, I know this is a story y'all have been following for weeks now from the desk, maybe even months now. What's the latest you've learned there about those plans?
Yeah, that's right. As you mentioned, Dallas City Council is expected to meet today, and on that agenda is what's next for the future of City Hall. So here's some of the details that we know this morning. All of this movement that you guys were just talking about is coming as Dallas is considering, are they going to leave City Hall or spend the millions of dollars that it's going to take to fix what's already there standing? At some point, we know that there was a conversation that the Mavericks could potentially move to City Hall, but with their arena announcement, it appears that's now off the table. So what we know about the proposed plans to repair the building, we know there's 2 phases, and the first one would cost about $532 million and would take about 6.5 years. The other plan spreads the repairs over a decade and would cost about $557 million, and the City Council will outline the plans of that today. So also on their agenda, you guessed it, it's FIFA World Cup. So we are now just 8 days away from the World Cup and just 11 days away from the first matches at Dallas Stadium in Arlington. Now, they are expected to go over the match schedule, transportation, including Love Field Airport and Dallas Executive Airport plans, and several other events surrounding the World Cup. So the countdown is on. We're getting closer and closer to that. I also should mention this will be the first meeting for City Council since that deadly explosion in Oak Cliff last week. So we'll listen in to see if there's any conversations about that. Right now, we don't see anything about that on the agenda, but obviously something we are going to be looking out for. That meeting is set for 9 o'clock this morning, and we'll bring you those details here from the desk.
Meanwhile, jury selection continues today in the Carmelo Anthony trial. He's accused in the fatal stabbing at a track meet that happened just last year. Trevor Sohaki is live this morning for us. He's outside the courthouse. And Trevor, what can we expect today?
Carmen, as many as 250 prospective jurors will return to the courthouse behind me this morning for yet another round of questions. This case revolves around a confrontation between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf at a Frisco ISD track meet. Authorities say Anthony stabbed Metcalf once in the heart. Anthony and his attorneys say it was self-defense. A North Texas jury consultant told CBS News Texas both sides will be looking for a diverse jury pool. He believes the jury's definition of self-defense will factor more into deliberations than race. While opening statements and evidence won't be presented until tomorrow, what happens today could still have a big impact on the outcome of the trial. Live in McKinney, Trevor Sahaki, CBS.
Welcome in, everyone. Ken Molestina here from the CBS News Texas streaming desk. We are following some breaking news right now. I want to take you right to it. We have some live pictures coming in right now from the CBS News Texas chopper. This is happening in Weiss County. What we're talking about here is the evacuation of a Texas Department of Criminal Justice, TDCJ prison. We're talking about the Bridgeport unit. If you're familiar with this, you know this is going to be in the city of Bridgeport. It's about 10-15 minutes west of Decatur. So here are the live pictures that are coming in right now. You can see the inmates are out in the yard right now, look to be doing some exercising, maybe just kind of hanging out and just mellowing about. We understand that this is all the result, this evacuation is the result of some sort of a possible gas leak that is being investigated or being tended to. We know that right now there are fire officials on the scene, officials with the Bridgeport Police Department. And I want to go ahead and give you some information that we have just received into the newsroom from a Weiss County Commissioner, Commissioner Colby Shawn. He sent us an email response to our questions confirming that this is a large first responder presence right now that we're looking at. Again, this is happening at the Bridgeport Men's Prison, and he does confirm that this is all the result of some sort of elevated carbon monoxide readings and a possible gas leak that they have reported there at the prison. At this time, he is saying that this is all under control. And as for first responders that are on the scene, we understand that Bridgeport Police Department is on the scene. The fire department is also there. ESD number 3, Lake Bridgeport Fire Department, Weiss County EMS, and the Weiss County Fire Marshals, everyone sort of responding right now. And we did just receive right now a confirmation as well from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, TDCJ, who runs the prisons. I want to go ahead and read that to you right now. So this is just coming in. It says this morning around 9 a.m. a high level of carbon monoxide was detected. All individuals, including the incarcerated population, were evacuated from inside the building. There are no injuries to report. Fire department is on scene. TDCJ technicians and the gas provider are en route to assess. This communication goes on to say at this time inmates are still located at the facility, but a plan to evacuate to nearby facilities is in place if necessary. So we don't know if these inmates are going to be able to return back inside the building at some point or if they're going to be moved elsewhere. I want to talk a little bit about some of the preliminary information that we received regarding this carbon monoxide leak. That's what is being reported. And the different levels of carbon monoxide poisoning. Some initial reports suggested that the leak may be possibly up to 500 to 600 parts per million in size. And the reason I point that out is because if in fact TDCJ and responding crews confirm that, what we're talking about here is a pretty significant high-level gas leak. This is a point in which it wouldn't take too long before anybody who is exposed to this starts to feel dizziness, starts to feel faint, and this is, it could become life-threatening. It wouldn't take too long. But again, these are some live images right now. If you're just joining us here on the CBS News Texas stream, we've got the chopper over the Bridgeport unit in Bridgeport. That is Weiss County, where a reported gas leak right now is being tended to. I want to talk a little bit about the unit itself as well. This is a unit that houses low-level crime inmates. The TDCJ website has it listed as G1 and G2. What that means is that this is going to be a general population institution. They can house up to 520 inmates. Not sure how many are actually there at this point, but 520 is their max capacity. And again, G1, G2 is the designation that the TDCJ gives to a general population lower sort of security installation for some of these inmates. We're taking a look at some of the images. I can see them playing pickleball out there. There's some basketball being played out there. A bunch of, this is a men's unit, by the way, so we're not going to have any women here. So all the guys down there just kind of seem to be really just standing around, hanging out. And again, nobody is reported hurt, and no one is reported injured. But we do know that this is a all-hands-on-deck response from emergency crews to tend to this possible gas leak that they have right now. TDCJ, the state department that runs the prisons here in Texas, is confirming that there is a plan to evacuate if they need it to nearby facilities. So I'm assuming that means that at some point, if they determine that this gas leak is large enough where these inmates need to be taken away from there and placed elsewhere, they're probably going to be bussed out to nearby facilities in the general area. But one more time, if you're just joining us, what we're taking a look at right now are some live aerial pictures, some video coming into the newsroom right now of the response to an apparent gas leak at the Bridgeport unit. This is happening in the town of Bridgeport, city of Bridgeport. That's located up in Weiss County. And right now, we do know that multiple departments, fire departments, police department, as well as the Weiss County Sheriff's Office, EMS, Weiss County Fire Marshal's Office, they are all assisting. They are all there on scene. And this is information that was confirmed to us by the Weiss County Commissioner, Colby Sean. The initial call we have here in our notes, it came in sometime at around 9:30 for this possible gas leak. So at this point, by my watch, we're just a little bit more than an hour into this event. And these inmates were, from what we're told, the inmates were quickly taken outside of the building and placed outside into the yard. And that's what we're looking at right now. So all kind of activity going on. Some guys sitting around, some guys standing around. Like I said, looks to be some pretty competitive pickleball matches going on down there with some of those inmates. I can see them playing basketball, just kind of hanging out. I can tell you, though, that the day is expected to get pretty hot here in a couple of hours, if it isn't already down there on the ground. So you can imagine at some point maybe the inmates that you see out there are going to be looking for some shade as well, as crews continue to try and tend to this situation and try and put a stop to whatever leak it is that they're looking at. We received initial details that the size of the leak is somewhere between 500 to 600 parts per million. And I know that that's technical talk for folks who don't know exactly what that means. A quick Google search that I did when I heard that identifies this as a massive, a large grade gas leak, if in fact that is what is confirmed. A gas leak of this size, of that kind of exposure, to anyone who's exposed to that, it wouldn't take too long before they're overcome, feeling faint, feeling dizziness, feeling what is being described as frontal headaches to the front part of the head, and it is in fact confirmed to be life-threatening, something of that size. We've got Atmos on scene. That's the first time I've seen them show up there. Obviously, they're going to get called in for something like this, and you can see just the multitude of responding agencies that are out there, from law enforcement to fire officials as well, to EMS. We understand that the county's fire marshal is also on scene, sort of a rural area out there. So this is the kind of mutual aid response that you would see to something like this. You would see multiple agencies responding, everybody sort of helping out, and you want to believe that they've trained in this kind of a scenario before, where there is a multitude of agencies that are sort of responding, and they're establishing a chain of command, and they know how to work with one another in a situation like this. But another indicator here that the gas leak is pretty serious. You can see all of the responding crews there with oxygen tanks on their backs as well. This is not something that you want to go into if you are the person that has to go in and sort of seal the leak without having supplemental oxygen so that you can breathe. Because of course that means that these first responders and these crews that are getting on scene will also be exposed directly to the dangers of a gas leak of this size. 1989 is when this facility opened up. So folks in Wise County who've been there for a while, they would know that. 1989 is when it first came under, was opened up, and it came under the direction of the TDCJ. And again, G1, G2 is the custody level designation that is this Bridgeport unit has received. G1, G2 means that it is a lower security, and it is a general population housing unit. These appear to be some of the workers that were also evacuated. We've been talking about the inmates, and we saw them just a little bit ago, but what we see now appear to be perhaps some staff and some workers from inside of the prison. We do know from both the TDCJ and from the county commissioner that we've been chatting with out in Wise County that the entire building was evacuated. So that would include any staff members in there, any auxiliary jail staff, as well as the inmates. Again, this unit, this particular unit, the Bridgeport unit, can house up to 520 inmates. That is their capacity. How many are actually there right now? I don't have that information, but we do know that 520 is their capacity. That gives you an idea of how many people could potentially be inside there. You add onto that workers and staff, obviously. If they are at max, it's going to be a little bit more than that. It does sit on about 38 acres of land out there in Bridgeport, so not a small facility, but certainly not a big one either. Somewhere in the middle is probably where this is going to be sort of measured up at. Atmos Energy trucks, they're there on the scene as well. Their job, obviously, to try and figure out where this leak is coming from, try and assist crews who are trying to seal the leak as well. And we do see what appears to be a prison transport bus now, this white bus that has been brought in. I wonder if, and we'll go ahead and check in, but TDCJ did say that they do have an evacuation plan in place to move these inmates to nearby facilities. I wonder if they're at the point now where they've identified that as being necessary, and maybe that's one of the first buses being brought in to do that. Maybe it's just on standby, but TDCJ did tell us that if these inmates need to be removed from this facility altogether, there is a plan in place to do that. But as of about 5 or 10 minutes ago, they did not indicate that that plan was in effect. So we're just kind of waiting around to see what happens next. I bet a lot of those inmates down there are also waiting to see what happens next. You know, just follow instructions as they get it. But right now, no one is being reported as being hurt. It seems that everyone who would be affected by this at this point has been removed from the area, taken outside where there is fresh air, and they've been removed from any possible dangers related to exposures to carbon monoxide or any other kind of gas leaks that are going on out there. But from what I can tell, it seems like everyone's just kind of having just a field day, at least a field morning. It will more than likely start to heat up here pretty soon out there, and don't know how much physical activity is going to be taking place out there. Once it starts to reach the 90s and higher, probably going to feel a whole lot hotter down there. I would assume a lot of these fellows down there are going to be looking for some shade. But anyway, that is the situation that we are monitoring for you right now. We, of course, are going to keep a close eye on this, and we will bring you more info, more details as we get it. Our chopper is going to stay on the scene. We do have a crew heading that way as well. As soon as we get any new late word on this, we'll get it over to you on CBSNewsTexas.com, on air and online. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ken Molestina.